Mr. Speaker, on Monday, the Rules Committee met and reported a rule, House Resolution 950, providing for the consideration of H.R. 3967, the Honoring Our PACT Act, under a structured rule. The rule self-executes a manager's amendment from Chairman Takano, provides 1 hour of general debate equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking minority member of the Committee on Veterans Affairs, and makes in order 28 amendments. Lastly, the rule provides en bloc authority to Chairman Takano and provides 1 motion to recommit. Mr. Speaker, today we are here to stand up for our veterans. For a long time now, more and more have been speaking out, pleading to be taken seriously about the health impacts of the toxic chemicals they dealt with while serving our country. Many encountered water at military bases that was contaminated with toxins like harmful forever chemicals. They breathed in toxic fumes at burn pits where jet fuel was used to incinerate things like paint, petroleum, and plastic. And they were exposed with radiation when being tasked to clean up after nuclear tests without being given the proper safety equipment. These were duties we demanded of them. And as a result, many veterans have been left to suffer with severe health challenges like cancers, infertility, and respiratory conditions. Many more have died, and others are just too sick to work. We aren't talking about just a few people here, Mr. Speaker. We are talking about millions and millions of veterans who answered the call to serve. And when they asked us to take care of them, for too long they were just brushed aside, not just by Congress, but also by the Department of Defense, year after year after year. They were told the science wasn't clear, and they were told that providing the medical care they needed and that they earned was just too high. Maybe some bureaucrat somewhere viewed denying veterans disability claims as an exercise in frugality. Maybe drowning them in paperwork and setting an unreasonably high bar to get benefits just became the norm. I don't know. But that finally ends here and now, Mr. Speaker. The legislation included in this rule will cut the burdensome red tape. It will streamline the VA's review process, and it will get veterans exposed to toxins the care that they so badly need. H.R. 3967 tasked the VA with providing standardized trainings to better handle these claims and requires them to conduct outreach and provide resources to veterans exposed to deadly chemicals. And thanks to this bill, no longer will the burden to provide toxic exposure be placed on veterans themselves. And it's about damn time, Mr. Speaker. If this bill becomes law, it will help an estimated 1.4 million veterans by fiscal year 2031. That's something that we should all be proud of. The Honoring Our PACT Act recognizes that just thanking our veterans for their service isn't enough. We must back up those words with action. Some may suggest that we should just maintain the status quo or make the scope of this bill much, much smaller. Let me remind them that Congress made the choice to spend trillions of dollars over the last 20 years on sending our service members into harm's way. Those decisions came at a cost of more than $6 trillion. That's trillion with a T. How in the world, Mr. Speaker, can anyone justify spending trillions of dollars on sending service members to fight abroad just to nickel and dime them on health care costs once they return home? That is unconscionable. Taking care of toxic exposed veterans is a cost of war, period. And if anyone here has reservations about paying it, they should think long and hard before calling for our service members to fight in another conflict halfway around the world. Our veterans put their lives on the line for us. They made sacrifices that are hard to even imagine. They fought to protect us, and they shouldn't have to then fight their country for the benefits that they've earned. So let's take care of our veterans. Let's pass this bill and the underlying legislation, and let's honor our veterans with more than just words. And I reserve the balance of my time.